Hello, hello. So let's see what we got going on over here. It says here, why more men choose to remain single and its impact on their future. Ooh, what does the future hold for these single men? Which has never been a problem. Uh, I think like a majority of men haven't procreated, so I think a majority of men being single doesn't really affect society that much. Well, guess it does affect society, but it's not really going to affect future generations that badly. Being single is not what it used to be, according to a new report from Pew Research Center. The share of U.S. adults age 25 to 54 who are neither married nor living with a partner has risen sharply from 29% in the 1990 to 38% in 2019. Ooh, boy. What was that, 30 years? It's not good, eh? And for the first time, men are more likely than women to be unpartnered. Really? I mean, I guess technically because there's more women than men, but I would think women would be less likely to be unpartnered. Like they're, what I mean, they would be more likely to be like teaming up, it's like being part of a harem than just like single. For the first time, more men are more likely than women to be on partner, reversing the pattern from 30 years ago. I had no idea. I thought it would be the men that would be more likely to be single. What's behind this trend? The report points to decline in marriage as the main driver, as cohabitation has increased enough to compensate for it. The report also notes that the rise in unpartnered adults is not uniform across racial and ethnic groups. Black adults having the highest share of never married adults, 59%. Black adults. Wow. And most of that is men, huh? A lot of single black men out here. Followed by Hispanic at 40%. I mean, a Hispanic be having more babies. So I mean, they should be getting that deadbeat dad, title more than us. White at 27% and Asian at 19%. Ooh, who are we missing? I guess Jewish would be under white, right? I think they're usually together. They're usually married up, right? So that would be pretty low. Hmm. Asians, freaking, but Asians make up such a huge, like most of the human population is Asian. So, but then that leads to the fact that it's so low. Like, goddamn, like tradition really, really helps people when it comes to being, in relationships. But being single is not just a matter of personal choice, it also has implications for the economic and social well being of individuals and society. The report finds that unpartnered adults have lower earnings. Well, obviously. I mean, you didn't change anything just by combining their earnings. It's like the amount of money is the same. You're just like who you attribute it to is different. It was like if you're with someone else who has money, both of you have more money now. It's like, no, we have the same amount of money. You just like both of us are spending it. And if someone spends more than me, then I don't have more money. I have less money. Uh, all right, let's see. The report finds that on-partner blah blah lower have lower earnings, employment, education. Well, you would have higher employment because you would need employment because you're taking care of more than yourself. Lower earnings, you probably gonna need more money if you're supporting more people. Education, you'd think you would get that before the relationship. So why is that attributed to the relationship? Like it would make sense that they have higher education, they're more likely to make more money, which means they'll make better partners. And yeah, that's how that happens. It's like chicken or the egg kind of thing. And independence, how does people in relationships, unpartnered. Oh my God, I'm dumb. That was backwards. Yeah, okay. So that does make sense. Unpartners have lower earnings, yeah. Lower education, right. Forgot the whole beginning of the. All right, and lower independence. That it still doesn't make any sense. They would have more independence than partnered adults, and these gaps have widened since 1990. Unpartnered men are especially worse off than unpartnered women. How? How would that be? Seeing as uh, men make more money than women, when it comes to the latter years, the unpartnered men would be better off, right? They would be more in position to retire and be able to take care of themselves in the latter years. Whereas the women, they would become wards of the state, as they are more likely to live with their parents and less likely to support a family financially. What? Unpartnered women are more likely to support a family financially? Uh, what? All right. If you say so. I mean, if you count collecting child support as supporting a family financially, then yeah, but spending other people's money is not like how's the report suggests that these gaps may have consequences for single men who want to find partners in the future. In 2017, Pew Research Center survey 71% of US adults said being able to support a family financially is very important for a man to be a good spouse or a partner. Obviously, similar shares of men and women said this. In contrast, 32% of adults and just 25% of men said that it is very important for women to be a good spouse or partner. Obviously. This means that many single men may face difficulties in meeting the expectation of potential partners. Yes, but as individuals being single, they're better off because they can just support themselves. As far as when the women are single, though, if they don't really need to be supportive to be good partners and they're not partnered, how are they better off? Especially as women have made significant gains in Jesus Christ. If you just wanted to suck women off, then you could have just done that without all the rest of it. Income over the past, blah, 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 blah. The growing gap in economic success between partnered and unpartnered adults may have consequences for single men who would like to eventually find a partner. No, it wouldn't. The men making good money would still be desirable partners. And the men not making good money aren't desirable partners, and they know what they have to do: make more money. And if they choose not to, then they're probably just happy to be by themselves. Being single also affects the prospects of becoming a father and raising children, according to National Fatherhood Initiative, a nonprofit organization that promotes responsible fatherhood. Okay. While the rising unpartnered men has broad societal consequences, namely, as the study points out, that unpartnered adults often have worse economic, social, and health outcomes than partnered adults. Organizations that serve dads should brace themselves for a wave of expectant and first-time fathers that already arrive on their shores. Yeah, but these sort of like statistics about unpartnered men having worse consequences, that's because they're counting the divorced men. Like divorced dudes that lost most of their finances, no shit, they're lowering the bar for everybody else. The organization warns that many unpartnered men may lack in the skills and resources to be involved and supportive fathers. Okay. Okay. You could just say money. You could just say money, right? Because if a woman is not capable of financially taking care of her responsibilities as a parent, people will support her. They'll make sure that she gets what she needs to be a mother. If a man can't do it, they'll take the children away from him and still make him pay. And if he can't pay, he goes to jail. So being single is not necessarily a bad thing, as people blah 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 blah. Yeah, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Even if it's true that the men are worse off, who the hell is going to help them? None of you really give a shit about the men. Like, none of you. And what are you going to do for them? Date them? Anyways, until next time.